is 3/27/9. Oh, we're in a day of 9. Oh, this is a perfect day for me to talk about what I want to talk about today. Oh, we love it here. Um, Hold on a second, y'all, because I want to fix that. I want to fix it. The Death Row black shirt. Listen, man. It's comfortable. Dang, I ain't got no background pictures on this phone. I gotta do better. Yeah, I really don't. I got nothing, man. It's okay. I'm used to not having a background. Um, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll start that tomorrow. Small thing to a giant. Anyway, today's 3/27/9. It is a day of 9. We love it here. I know it's Wednesday, but Thursday is going to be a day of 9. It's going to be great. And it's cool because Sagittarius energy rules over the ninth house, so expansion and abundance. 9 is the number of giving birth. But first, let's start with the 2/7, right? This is finding balance, harmony, and justice in your interpersonal relationships, your bonds, and your contracts. 2 is the number of Taurus, right? Taurus rules over the second house. This is what you value, what you prioritize, your space of love, the balance between the physical and the non-physical, things in your space. If you move forward too much into the emotional, you lose the physical things. If you move too forward in the physical realm of things, you start to lose out on your emotional connections. This is the space of love, the different facets of love. Also a space of forgiveness. And where are we finding that at? In the 7, in the net sock. This is the celestial designer. 7th house is what? Libra house. And our bonds, contracts, interpersonal relationships, law, justice, truth, and righteousness is also the 7. 2 is also associated with my yacht. When we get into the Sephiroth, so not only are we finding wisdom and God with supreme mathematics, and the tree of life is chokma with our net sock, so is wisdom, and that expansion mindset with the celestial designers, how we're designing things in our space. In the astrology realm, 2 is Taurus energy, what we value, what we prioritize, and what we find in beauty in our interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts, and justice and truth, says Libra. Oh, hey, peace, peace. And so 2/7 is really nice. When we put those two energies together, we come with the 9. This is the energy of Yesod. This is the Sagittarius house of expansion and abundance and joy and optimism. And we're happy here. We're in joy. The sacral chakra vibe. 9 also deals with Yesod and the tree of life. This is when we start getting into the divine womb. What do you want to give birth to? Hey, future, peace. What do you want to give birth to? Well, of course we want to give birth to the shit that's in our internal, external side of our heart chakra. Of course we want to give birth to the wisdom that we now have designed into our, we have the wisdom on how we want to design things in our space. You guys are probably starting to come into a full mindset about how things are designed in your space. Hey, Carson, about, what you value, what you're prioritizing in this space and time. Is like, dang, I got a bunch of knowledge. I got a bunch of, different kind of things. And so now I'm really exercising, and I feel like I know what I want to do now. I feel like I know how I want to utilize my energy, how I want to embark on certain things. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting that now. Okay. And so you're going to give birth to it on the 9th. Now we're in the month of 3. This is the month of expression, emotions, creation. 3 is Bina in the tree of life. I'm talking about today's mathematics. Understanding is when we come into the limitations and the restrictions that are needed to bring this big grandiose thought we have in our chokma that we got from our ketters or whatever, and putting it into the law and order and the disciplines that's necessary to bring it into fruition in the physical. That's why 3 is creation, right? So we're going to take this day of 9, put it into the month of 3, and that brings us to our 1s and 2s, which is knowledge and wisdom, which ultimately brings us back into our space of understanding, creation, and expression, our emotional self. 3 also deals with Gemini house. Okay, this is community and communication. We're dealing with community. We're dealing with people you grew up with, people in your tri-city area. It's fun there. But those are our spaces of 3, right? So then we take that 3 and we put it into the 9. Oh, this is why I was having these thoughts. I can't wait to play with the numbers with you guys right now, in a moment. So we're going to take that energy of 3 and we're going to put it into the year of 9. This is the year of Yesod. This is the year of giving birth. This is the year of the divine womb and harvesting our energy, and you reap what you sow. So like you're going to reap it. Because when you put that 3 into the 9 is going to give us a 3 right back. But it's going to give it to us a little different. It's going to give it back to us. So it's like, dang, I want to express. I want to create. I want my community. I want my intellect. I want to be adaptable. I want to be flexible. I want to have options, you know what I'm saying? I want to travel. That's like traveling in the Gemini energy. So like, let me harvest this in this year of 9, right? And then, peace to you, Theodore. Okay, I got you. I was in North Carolina not too long ago, and we were getting the alerts on our phone from there. So peace to you and your family. Hey, Skylar. So 9 is like, yeah, you can have that 3, but I'm about to show you how you're going to get it. You got to get it through the 1s and 2s. You got to get it tapped into the ketters and exercising those ketters into a space of wisdom. You get it from the 1 of taking action. That's Aries, cardinal energy. And then you're going to get that, finding balance, harmony, and justice and truth on that 2, or learning how to prioritize or design and bring things into manifestation from those thoughts of Aries, because Aries is the gut that controls the mind. Everything starts with the thought, right? Which ultimately is going to bring you back to the 3 of expression, creation, communication of the Gemini house, right? So we love it there. So ultimately, today is a day of 3. Today, is a day of understanding. Saturn energy is on the forefront. The letters for today are C, L, and U. C is fire. L is water, your intuitive self, and the letter U is earth, bringing things into fruition. We like it there. And to get into the Neteru reading with you with CL and U, let's get it. In the comedic sense, 3 is associated with Seker or Ta or Kapiri, Amit, and Canaanite. This is Amma, Ama, or Zifkael. In the Kabbalah, this is Bina, and Yoruba, Babalao, and Hindu Kush is Kali. Indigo and black are the colors when it comes to the number 3. The crystals are sapphire, blue sapphire, onyx, and lead. Excuse me. Some emotional traits that come onto your animal spirits, and positive ones are being stable, sober, steadfast, reserved in speech, thrifty, studious, austere, steadfast in friendship, reliable, appreciative of structure and limitations, patient, and hardworking. When it comes to negative traits that's on your animal spirit, morose, depressed, covetous, jealous, mistrustful, suspicious, a liar, malicious, miscontent, timorous, miserably unappreciative of structure and limitations, unsympathetic, stubborn, inhibited, phobias, mistrustful, unadaptive, separative, envious, and stingy. Some positive mental traits is suppression of thought processes through deep concentration, resulting from perfection, and the men meditation system, leading to the ability to A, awaken the direct units of spiritual power, which are the Neteru deities and spirits, and B, enter in attunement with the spiritual forces that are in charge of the orderly unfoldment of events in the world. Hence, good powers of planning, organizing, hence appreciative structure and limitations. Some negative mental traits for the number 3 is lack of concentration, poor planning, absence of plans, unappreciative of structure and limitations. That's what I said. Being on the energy of 2-7 is like really good for like start organizing some things, find balance and harmony in how you want to design, what you value and what you prioritize in your space of relations, emotional connections, and wealth and business, right? This is imposition of the divine law from within, destiny, success in life, organization, structure, cycles, hierarchy, phases, limitations, delays, and obstructions. No 2 things can occupy the same place at the same time, divine law and order, therefore guarantee all things their day in the sun. The coming into being and the unfolding of all events in life are controlled by spiritual forces for the sake of maintaining order in the world. The spiritual forces maintain order in the world by organizing all things and their parts into a hierarchy of place and time. Regarding life events, we therefore do not make up the plans that we will follow, but seek to intuit the spiritual structure controlling the events in our life as ordained by the spirits. Incidentally, these structures or patterns that are woven into the energy matter substratum are analogous to the patterns that are formed when sound vibrations are deployed over the surface of water. They have been reproduced in many cultures and are known as vevas, yantras, etc. People with well-developed ability to concentrate, which enables them to intuit the spiritual structures underlying events, are said to be good planners. They also have the capacity to accept and appreciate the limitations that these structures impose on their thoughts, emotions, and actions. As these structures guarantee each thing its time and place for manifesting by maintaining order, these people are successful in their lives. Those who lack the ability or inclination to concentrate deeply enough to intuit the underlying structures of things either fail to plan or lack the capacity to accept and appreciate structures and limitations. Thus, they run into what they interpret as obstructions, delays, resistance, etc. And lacking help from other spiritual quarters, end up with a miserly existence as they live like trains trying to run without staying on the tracks. Because it got to be law and order to how everything moves, how everything goes. Hey, nobody, how you doing, beloved? Thank you for tuning in. So that is that for the mathematics. I'm going to get into the astrological, astronomical report. I know it's a hump day Wednesday, so I'm not going to hold you guys too long when it comes to the calendar and the things, because I literally do that every day. Y'all know what today is. But thank you for the gifts. As far as the astrological astronomical report goes, we start the day off with a 6% winding crescent moon. So we're getting way closer to the full moon. We'll definitely be in the full moon Friday-ish. We're still in that moon of cleansing intangible things out of our space. Moon rising at 5:54 a.m. and setting at 5:20 p.m. We start the day off at a Pisces, Aquarius between the tropical and Vedic chart. So mindset and our introspection is still on dreamy subconscious vibes, while Aquarius energy is in the happenings of nurturing and belonging from the society, or sense of detachment, uniqueness, your rebellious self. Sunrise at 6:51 a.m., sunset at 7:19 p.m. Tropically and draconic, we are in Aries, in that space of new beginnings, being methodical, being motivated. Some of you guys are being aggressive and assertive, especially as that sun is around Venus Mercury energy, creating a little triangle over there between the Aries Pisces straddle or whatever, because we are still in the Pisces constellation. So happenings and events are still in that dreamy subconscious like state, even though our mind and our spirit is on, I want to get it done, I want to move forward. Your spirit is still on that slow and steady. So in your mind, time is moving a lot faster than it actually is moving in the physical. Give your body grace to catch up with your thoughts and where your spirit is at, but also give thanks that your spirit and your mind are in rooms that you're opening up doors and rooms and vortexes before your body even gets there. You know what I'm saying? Making the things in the physical happen with, the utmost of ease, right? We move in gratitude. AM visibility of Venus begins. Mercury and Neptune will be in conjunction at 9:48 p.m. tonight. Mercury will be 4.2 degrees north, and that's fun because Mercury rules over your decision-making mind, your routine, your habits, what you're listening to. So hopefully you guys will be doing some like meditative type thing at 9:48 p.m. tonight, and getting your return from the spiritual realm, the deep waters of Olokun. Bath time is big. Mercury and Neptune, I definitely will be on some bath time type shit. That is the Pisces Aries thing. So we have like a nice little square lineup situation happening between the sun, Mercury, Venus, and Neptune, straddling between that Pisces Aries energy. Well, Neptune is not quite in Aries yet, but it's getting there. Prior to it going in its retrograde, then it's going to come back into Pisces again, but we're at least going to get our toe wet in that Pisces zodiac. Tomorrow, Friday, Venusian day, is going to be a heavy, heavy day in the stars. I can't wait to do that astrological part. I'm not even going to give you guys any spoilers, but we got a lot of stuff going on. So allow today to be dreaming, be in your subconscious, give yourself grace, let your body move slow. If you're sleepy, it's okay. It's a part of what's happening. We're still in the Pisces constellation, even though your mind is on go. Okay. We move in gratitude. As far as just giving you guys briefing you guys a little bit on the calendar, we are in the month of Nisan in the Hebrew calendar. We are in the horoscope energy of Mina constellation, which is Pisces, and then Mesha zodiac, which is Aries in the Hindu realm of things. Waiting for my page to load. We are in Yom Shemishi, the fifth day, which is Thursday in the Hebrew calendar. On the fifth day, God created creatures of the sea and birds of the air. That's Genesis 1:20 to 23. It is a day associated with movement, life, and the creation of living beings. The fifth day symbolizes freedom, expression, and the divine spark of life. It's also associated with renewal, inspiration, as the animals that populate the earth are given the ability to move freely. So the key words for today in regards to the Hebrew calendar is life, movement, and inspiration. In the Hindu calendar, today is the day of Lord Brihaspati, which is ruled by Jupiter. Lord Brihaspati is the guru of the gods and the deity of wisdom, knowledge, and education. Jupiter, the planet associated with wisdom, abundance, and divine grace, is closely related to Lord Brihaspati's qualities of righteousness and spiritual insight. So that's what we have for the Hindu and the Hebrew calendar. In the ancient Kemetic calendar, we're in the month of Faminoth. Faminoth. We're still in the season of Peret, which is emergence, growth. We'll be here until May, and it's fun there. We are in the decan. We are in the third decan of the month, and we are in the decan of Isis. Isis energy is here, which is growth and fertility. So you guys having like Earth Day. We're here to the 31st. So you guys, focusing on tilling the soils and doing all the agricultural things and getting your worms ready and starting to sprout your stuff and the little wet paper towel situations and all that fun stuff, all in divine alignment, you know what I'm saying? Because once upon a time, everything evolved around agriculture and being in tune with nature and the cycles of, growing your own food, which is in alignment with growing your own self and your spiritual things. Because as above, so below, as within, so without. So it's all in alignment. And, using the stars to tell the time to let you guys know when it was time to farm and harvest the different things was a great time. Also, as far as the horoscopes go, we're in the year of gold. We are in the West African energy of family, being human oriented and wanting to help everyone around you. In the Native American horoscope, we're in the energy of the falcon. This is strength, being a great observer and having energy, bravery, and perseverance. In the Celtic calendar, we are in the energy of the alder, which is the trailblazer, being romantic, brave, and generous. And of course, you guys know we're in the year of the wood snake, right? Period of transformation, creativity, and wisdom. Be very methodical. Impulsive energy doesn't really do well here too much. You want to think things out. We learned our lesson in the year of 8, right? So the year of the wood snake is kind of like an extension of that. We are on the day of the sacral chakra, which is the Svana. This is where your being is established. It's the sacral chakra is below the navel, above the pubic bone. This is the energy of generosity, luck, wisdom, pleasure seeking, joy and expression, creativity, sensual and sexual energy. Jupiter rules over the sacral chakra. The internal side of the sacral chakra is ruled by Pisces. That's Olokun energy, the deep waters, Mayat. This is the internal law, the celestial blueprint, the fourth Sephiroth, which is Chesed. And then the external side of the sacral chakra is Sagittarius. This is the fire, how you're taking action on that energy of Maya, on that divine blueprint. Now here we're dealing with the second Sephiroth, which is the power of knowing and manifesting, Chokmah. All right. So that's that there. As far as the planetary hours go, let's start with Jupiter. Jupiter's hours are from 12 a.m. to 1 a.m., 7 a.m. to 8 a.m., 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Hey, El Macho, and 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Jupiter is all about long-term planning, being generous and optimistic, and gathering the knowledge and the intel that you need in regards to the long-term planning. We know Gemini is over there. Jupiter is over there in Gemini / Cancer energy, and our mindset is all about community, communication, gravitating to intellect, wanting to have a plan A, B, C, and D. Just make sure that they're not stagnating each other. You know what I'm saying? The goal is to have a focus. Like, this is plan A, I'm focused on plan A. It's, type drum, but it's cool to have a B, C, D, but like if you're trying to focus on all of them at the same time, that's not going to do you well. And then in the actual happenings of things is nurturing, expansion and abundance and being nurtured and being tapped into your emotional self and your intuition and your introspection. That's where your luck is going to be at. So, trusting your intuition, the responses you get when you're meditating, when you're praying, or, whatever you like to do, sure. Mars hours are from 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. 1 a.m. to 2 a.m., 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., 3 p.m. to 4 p.m., and 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. is Mars. Mars is your assertive, aggressive self. This is where you get in tune with your solar plexus chakra, your ambition, your motivation, what gets you going. Might want to listen to a motivational speaker. It's fun there. Get into some CrossFit type shit, do a bump of cocaine. I don't fucking know. Like some type of something with the solar plexus chakra and activating yourself. You guys know Mars is over there in Cancer, on the tropical. So, they can go head to head because Cancer wants to chill the fuck out while Mars wants to go fast. I want to go fast. Go, I want to be first. If you're not first, you're last. And then Cancer's like, it's okay as long as you enjoy the ride. You know what I'm saying? So like learning how to utilize that nurturing introspection, emotional energy in alignment with taking action without being assertive and aggressive. That's definitely like a magician key right there. Now you're gonna come across people that are like, falling victim to the stars, and they just out here losing their fucking minds, and we gotta give them grace. All right. The goal about learning about astrology is not to make astrology an excuse for your behavior. It's never an excuse for your behavior. It's for you to learn about the EMFs because you're energy first. Like your body isn't even really fucking here when you get down to the sciences of it. Like let's have a real conversation. You know what I'm saying? When you get down to the atomic makeup of your body, you're not really here. You're just very condensed. And so with that being said, your frequencies more than anything. So you want to get in tune with the other frequencies around you. You want to get in tune with the frequencies of nature, right? And the goal here for a lot of you guys on this plane is to learn how to rise above the frequencies outside of yourself. That's the vibe. That's Zen. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what storms are going on in the outside of the boat is steady on the water. You know what I'm saying? The boat is unmoved. The boat is smooth sailing. It's storms and tornadoes and hurricanes and fucking snow and hail and everything else happening, volcanoes and shit. And the boat is still smooth sailing. That's the goal. So if you guys are using retrogrades and conjunctions and oppositions and all that shit to be an excuse to be a dickhead, that's not how you're supposed to be using this, okay? I mean, yeah, have that energy awareness, but not like in an accepting type of way. At some point, you got to be like, okay, the goal is to rise above this because this is not how I want to be. This is not who I want to be. Unless that is how you want to be and who you want to be, then by all means, it's not the stars, it's your ass. But yeah, that's to say about that. Because Mars and Cancer can do some funky things, and that's happening in the 8th house. So it's happening in the solar plexus chakra, in the space of control. When you're feeling out of control, Mars rules over the solar plexus chakra of wanting to be in control. And some people are very emotional when they lose control, regardless of how small the situation is, or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? So being mindful of that. Mars is in the Gemini constellation. So is the happenings around you in your community, your intellectual dialogues getting heated up and stuff like that is a big thing. It made me think to explain that because I was having a conversation kind of around that earlier. The sun's hours are from 2 a.m. to 3 a.m., 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 5 p.m., and then 11 p.m. to midnight are the hours of the sun. The sun is all about energy and vitality. Get into what your extroverted self, how you interact with masculine energy is key there. How you exert yourself, all that fun stuff. We know the sun is over there in Aries, Pisces energy, straddling between that mindset, thinking your experiences is on that, the new beginnings, being motivated, having all this energy, wanting to get things done, get things completed and stuff like that. All the happenings of your experiences on subconscious, dreamy, like, still being slow and steady, being a little detached in hermit mode, moving in isolation, but also bringing things to a close. You know what I'm saying? So your mindset is on the new beginnings, while your physical action should be closing up some chapters, so that when the sun enters Aries constellation, you'll be prepared to have the new beginning events. You know what I'm saying? What else? Venus hours are from 3 a.m. to 4 a.m., 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., and then midnight. Of course, we start Friday on a Venusian hour. Venus is all about making things all pretty and beautiful and all that fun stuff. This is the celestial designer, the creator, whatever, what have you. Venus also deals with facets of love, forgiveness, and connection. Business and wealth planning can happen here with Venus as well. You know what I'm saying? Romantic things, people in the back, gardening hours as well. Venus is also in retrograde. It's in the fourth house of home and family, sense of nurturing your emotional connections. It's over there in Aries. So, thought processes is on new beginnings in the space of love and business. A lot of you guys like, dang, I want something new. I want someone new. I want to pursue something new. Give your actual happenings and your Pisces happenings an opportunity to close up some chapters so that when Venus enters the Aries constellation, you'll be open for those new opportunities and not being like, oh, well, I still got so-and-so in my phone and I'm still waiting for this nigga to stop acting up and I'm still at this job and I'm still over here waiting on this connection and like, come on now, stop playing with yourself. Like, close that shit up while we're still in Pisces. Otherwise, you're going to be upset. It's like walking around with like extra shit in your stomach. You ain't sit on the toilet long enough. Don't do that. Don't be that person. And then you want to go to a restaurant. Mercury is also on the same type time. Mercury is in retrograde between Aries on the tropical and Pisces on the Vedic chart in the fourth house. So decision making mind is on the same type time. You know what I'm saying? It's time to close up some chapters, let some things go, I know your mindset is on new beginnings and I need a new routine and I need to learn about some new things. I want to communicate with new people. I want to have new habits. New. Everybody's mindset is on new shit. But however, our energy exchanges and our experiences and our communications and all that stuff is still on closings. Pisces is all about closings, wrapping some shit up, moving into solitude, a little bit of detachment energy there because Pisces rules over the 12th house. That's the last house. You gotta let some things go. You know what I'm saying? Let that last little bit shake that last little bit of winter off. You know what I'm saying? Before we hop into the spring. You know what I'm saying? This is the part where you start cleaning up your house and getting things in order, start switching the boxes around for your clothes, put the coats away so that when it do start getting hot, you're like, oh, God damn it, I didn't wash my summer clothes yet. That shit still smell like plastic boxes. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the time to start doing that, start nesting and preparing and stuff like that. So that's happening there. The moon's hours are from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., 12 p.m. to 1 p.m., and then 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's all moon vibes. The moon is about home and family, your introspective self, your third eye, all that type of energy. This is where you want to do meditation. You might want to do some moon center meditation, feminine circles and sisterly shit, and call your mom or your grandmom, hang out with your matriarch, do some things that are nurturing in your home. You want to fix the feng shui, you know what I'm saying? I know we like the clean and orderly things, and sometimes that's more so like Mercury, like on the Virgo vibe. But if you're doing it just off the strength of like, I just want to have clean energy in my space, so let me mop the floor with some like oils, or you know what I'm saying, let me be like spiritually or energetically intentional with when I clean this stuff. Because sometimes I don't clean because shit is dirty. Sometimes I clean because the energy in the room is a little off. You know what I'm saying? And that's moon energy. Those are moon activities when it comes to the home and family and nurturing. The moon is over there in Pisces on the tropical. It's in Aquarius on the Vedic, so we're moving further and further away from the moon energy. From Pluto, and moving closer to the sun as we get ready for the solar eclipse, new moon, new moon cycle we about to walk into. It's gonna be a great time, right? So that's fun. Things are. As I'm talking to y'all, I'm thinking about my life. And I'm talking to y'all, and I'm in my head just like, a lot of this stuff comes out of my mouth so fast because I'm a vessel and I just be letting it flow out. But it's like, it's still me inside, like, oh shit, da-da-da. Oh yeah, da-da-da. And sometimes I get caught up with me, on the sideline co-signing, the vessel part of me just letting the shit flow through me, right? Interesting. Saturn's hours are from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., and then 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Saturn deals with long-term planning just like Jupiter, but Saturn wants you to focus on like your discipline, the order, the restrictions, limitations, focus on some of the challenges that may come underway. Please don't get over factuated with the Saturn energy. Yeah, shit's gonna go wrong, it's gonna be challenging, but let your Jupiter energy like come up under there and be like, hey, yo, it's not that deep. Relax, take a breath. Okay. But that's what Saturn does. It helps you, when you are focused on the challenge and the stress, it's supposed to strengthen you, not necessarily cripple you and put you in a space where like, I'm not going to do anything at all because it might go wrong. Everything can go wrong. For every action, there's the equal opposite action. So something's going to go wrong. It's just a matter of what and when. Just take a breath, relax, okay? And it's not necessarily wrong. It's challenges to strengthen you. That's not wrong. When you get into like the Sephiros to the level that people claim that they're on, there is no right or wrong. There is no good or bad. There is no high or low. A good segue that I'm about to get into with you guys with the mathematics. The fact that we're on a day of 3 and we played so much with the 3s and the 9s just now. Oh yeah. All right, hold on a second. Saturn is over there in Pisces, Aquarius energy as well. So in our thought process, the challenges are coming to our subconscious and our beliefs. So a lot of you guys, it's all in your head. A lot of shit that you think is going to go wrong and all this. Oh shit, I swear I'm talking to myself. But I got to forgive myself. I was overthinking the shit out of shit. And as I was overthinking it, shit was just happening around me. And I was like, why didn't you make no moves? And I'm like, well, it was winter time. I probably should have made better moves, but I did what I could do. It's weird. The voices in my head. But yeah, a lot of the challenges are in your head. A lot of this, the discipline and the order and the restrictions and limitations are in your head. You guys are giving a lot of power to a lot of different authority figures, and it's all in your fucking head. It's all in your delusions and your illusions. Because one thing about a Pisces, they know how to make some shit up in their head, and some of them know how to use that Pisces shit for good. Like, you got Tyler the Creator, Rihanna. They could make a mean ass song. I got a couple, Piscean friends that can make some mean ass art with them delusions. But then they also get to a point where it's like, bro, what the fuck? You just made up a whole bunch of shit in your head. Like, I gotta start walking backwards real slow. Like, I don't know, it's getting too heavy. But yeah, shouts to the Pisces energy. My earthly self technically is in Pisces because my sun is in Virgo, and people, wherever your sun is at, your earth self, your Malkuth, your Jeb is in opposition in the same degree. So my sun is in Virgo, my earth is in Pisces. So my experience here on earth is all subconscious and dreamy and in my head. I live up there. You hear me? I live up there. So I get it. But yeah, Saturn is over there in the Pisces on the tropical, and Vedically speaking, it's affecting, your detachment connections to society, your rebellious self and revolutionary self, because you're over there creating a whole bunch of restrictions and stuff in your head telling you can't have or be or do certain things. Or some of you guys are, all in your head, like, nothing's holding me back. Nothing's holding me back. I can do everything. Fuck everybody. I'm here for that. And so, that Saturn and Aquarius, you just, in that side of society where you're just like leading the rebellion, you know what I'm saying? So, that's Saturn over there. And that's what I have for you guys for the planetary hours. The last couple nights, these people over here have been going in, and it sucks because they got kids in here. Been there, did that for too long. I'll never do that shit again. It's embarrassing. Anywho, so I want to get into the numbers with you guys because earlier today I was meditating or whatever, right? Not or whatever. I didn't mean to say it like that. But there's this meditation group I'm in. If you guys ever want to join me, let me know. We do it every Monday and Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. EST, and I believe that's 7 p.m. Central Time. And I absolutely love it there. Um, so today we were meditating, and it was after I was doing math homework with my child, and I was writing down the numbers of 9. Y'all know I love my 9s. I love the pattern with 9s. And then as I'm doing the mathematics, I'm like, oh shit, today is a day of 9. What a perfect day to go through this, right? Everything is just always in divine alignment, right? So if you guys have a pen and paper or something, or if you guys are just really easy at like writing numbers down in the air like I am, let's talk about it. So let's write down like the multiples of 9, right? You got 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, 99, 108, 117, 126, and 135. That's where I stopped at, right? So 9 is the number of birth, right? 9 deals with your side. That's Cancer energy. That's the celestial womb. 9 is the number of completion and wholeness, right? When we get into the 9. Hey, famous. So that means that 9 is the full shebang here on earth, right? When we want to give birth to something, it's happening on the 9s, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 days. We used to have 10-day weeks. The 10 was the first and the last, you know what I'm saying? When we get into the Netherus, the first and the last. That's why when you look at the tree of life, it looks like it's rooted downward and upward. Then I'm getting ahead of myself because I got so excited when I was sitting there meditating, and I'm like, oh shit, that makes so much sense. So when you look at the 9s, right, and you look at the ones place, right? So you got 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, right? If you look at the ones place, it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 3, 2, 1, right? Because 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. So it goes from 9 all the way to 0. You're counting backwards in the ones place. But in the tens place, you got 0, 9. Then you got 18, 27, 36, right? So in the tens place, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? So on one side, you have the one place numbers counting backwards, and then on the tens place, you're counting forwards. Now, that's the one thing that we're dealing with the 9s, right? Is that inverse. For every action, there's an equal opposite action, right? For what's happening on the ones place, the opposite energy is happening on the tens place. It's going to keep happening like that, right? It doesn't stop, because then you get to 99, then you get it to 108. So now you have 10 and 8, then you get to 11, 17, then you get to 12 and 6, then you get to 13 and 5. So it's still going, every action is equal opposite action. That's one of the laws here, right? On the 9, on giving birth in the physical realm through the divine womb, right? Boom. That's the one thing that I was like, oh shit, that makes sense. So then on top of that, you have from 9 to 45, right? With the multitude of 9s, you have it going one way. But then if you look at from 54 to 90, now we're going opposite. So you got this moving backwards, up and down, equal opposite. This is moving backwards. This is moving forward by the ones, right? But then at the same time, you have this circular thing coming in inward and outward, right? Because look at this. You get to 45, right? After 45 is 54. That's a flip of 45, right? So 45 and 54 is in the middle. Okay. So then from the middle being flipped, now go outward. You got 36, 63, 27, 72, 18, 81, 09, and 90. Get where I'm going with it? Get where I'm going with it? Crazy. So on top of you having the numbers going up and down like this, you also have that inversion happening. Now, sounds kind of crazy, but think about your body parts, right? Think about your body parts. You have, when you look at your hands, right? They say like all your hands are connected to all your organs. You pop your fingers, you could play with the organs in the middle. The soles of your feet, rubbing your feet is also affecting your organs in the middle of your body. Your throat chakra, this whole area resembles your reproductive organs. You give birth with your reproductive organs in the same way you give birth, with the communication in your throat chakra, right? It's my lyrics. My throat be mansplaining while my yoni do the work. That's the masculine and the feminine, on my body. You know what I'm saying? But you have that connection there. That's why when you get into Sefer Yitzhara, when they talk about, meditating, people would meditate with their body down and their head between their legs, because that was putting their upper self, the upper root, into the lower self, like that inversion of the numbers, hey goddess, of the numbers going, in reverse while the other numbers were going up. Am I making sense? It was making so much sense in my head. I hope I'm making as much sense out loud. But it's like a divine, like when you get into the nines, it's an awesome like reflection of the inward and outward at the same time in a multitude of directions. And everything here is on a nine. You know what I'm saying? Everything gives birth on a nine. So then when we get into the adding, so you guys know we've been doing the mathematics since January on a year of nine. So you guys should be hip to at least some of the, thank you. I think you helped me with my challenge. We get hip to like the addition on the nines, when we've been adding the dates up, right? So like, let's talk about it. Whatever you put into the nine, you're going to get back, right? 9 plus 1 is 10. That's 1 0, still 1, right? 9 plus 2 is 11. That's 1 1. That's still 2. 9 plus 3 is 12. That's 1 2. That's still 3. 9 plus 4 is 13. That's 1 3. That's still 4. So everything you put into the nine, you're going to get right back. Everything you put into the nine, get right back. 9 days, 9 weeks, 9 months, 9 years, right? 9 is the number of completion and wholeness. Now, people complain about the Gregorian calendar, but hear me out. The Gregorian calendar is in alignment with the fiscal in the commerce, energy. So 9, the month of 9 is actually not only the new year for the fiscal calendar, but 9/11 is the New Year Day in Ethiopia as well. So 9, the number of harvest, Virgo is associated with the energy of harvest. I believe there's like a certain amount of like black holes or something that's equivalent to 9 in Virgo. Virgo is actually one of the largest constellations we have in the sky. And I believe it gave birth to a lot of smaller constellations. Anyway, we can get into those things later because that's more philosophical and I don't really know, but I have some theories with that. I love philosophical conversations. So if you're ever with the shits, I'm with the shits. I'm very aware that I don't know, but I have a lot of thoughts. Anyway, so the 9th month is September. September is 7. I know, but 7 is God. You know what I'm saying? And 9 is the energy of harvest. And when we're in the 9, we experience the autumn equinox. The autumn equinox is the descendant energy. This is when we go from late summer to early autumn. We get into the autumn equinox. That's the 7th house. That's the DSC line. Okay, so that is the connection between the 9 and the 7. That is the giving birth. When we're in the 27 and the 72, it still adds up to 9. Okay. So that's why, like, no matter how much they try to change the calendar and play with the numbers, it's still like in alignment with the energetic energy. Like, even if they try to flip the shit backwards or forwards or whatever the fuck, it's still going to be 9. We're in the energy of 9. And then my brain even went further. But hold on, let's go back to the math. So even when you do 2-digit numbers, the shit is still the same. 9 plus 11 is 20. 9 plus 12 is 21. You got the 1, 2, you got the 2, 1. 9 plus 13 is 22. So we still got 4. 13 is 4, 22 is 4. 9 plus 14 is 23. You still got 5, you still got 5. Then you get into 2-digit numbers, same shit. 9 plus 22 is 31. Now we got the inversion, right? Because I said 9 plus 13 is 22. 9 plus 22 is 31. That's the same thing as the 27 and the 72. So even as we add shit up, we get into the inversion of things. And then 9 plus 24 is 33. That's still 6 on 6. 9 plus 25 is 34. So no matter how you add the numbers into the 9, you're going to get those numbers back. And then as you have it going in and out this way, it's still going in and out this way, and then this way, and this way. Oh my God, it's so cool. 9s are dope. 9s are fine. We love 9s. Divine as fuck. And that's what everything here is born upon, the 9 ether. And then what else was I thinking about? I was thinking about our body and how, everything is so connected in this way, the hands to the feet and everything in the inside. And then thinking about like how the inside of your body reflects, outer space, our concept of outer space, but then also, our concept of nature. Those are the nines. Nature is in the nines just as much as we're in the nines. So that is our connection to nature. You know what I'm saying? How is, this side is going downward, that side is going upward. You know what I'm saying? So like there's this, it's always going to be these pole shifts happening. So like the tens place and the ones place is also like, numerological like connections between the poles. You know what I'm saying? How one is going downward and one is going upward, and then they're still going inverted of each other. Then my mind started going even further. Like this was a great meditation session. This was a great meditation session today that I had. But then even when you get into that space of the nines, you get into like, oh, you still here, Macho? You here listening to my madness? The sun was another joint that came to my mind, right? Because whenever I look up into the sky, there's something that I always, especially when I take pictures and I post them on Instagram, I always put in the caption, oh, look at us experiencing ourselves again. You know what I'm saying? Oh, look on YouTube, I got a 2-7 up there. Look, see? Nines, confirmation everywhere. But I'm like, look at us experiencing ourselves again. Because when you think about it, you got the fire in your gut. You have these levels of fire in you, as within, so is without. That means that there's levels of fire outside of us. So you have the sun, but then the sun is like resembling like the ball that's supposedly in the center of the universe. And then you have the moon reflecting what the sun does, no different than how the sun is reflected on the water and is reflected inside of us. Because people get sad if you take the sun away for too long, you keep us in the dim and the dark for too long, people lose their fucking minds. It creates like this weird like energy or whatever, right? So crazy. It was just a lot. It was a lot. And I was like, that's so crazy. All right, so another number of creation is 3. So then I started writing the threes down. So you got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, right? So getting into that. So you got 3, 6, 9, right? 12 is 3 because 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1 plus 5 is 6. 1 plus 8 is 9. So you got 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. 21 is 3. 24 is 6. 27 is 9. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9. 27. 30 is 3. 33 is 6. 36 is 9. 3, 6, 9 again. 39 is 3 because 3 plus 9 is 12. And that brings us to 3, right? 42 is 6. 45 is 9. So multiples of 3 is 3, 6, 9 over and over again. 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, 3, 6, 9, right? And then you have in the ones place, it is a pattern, but it's not too crazy. When I was looking at the pattern with the 3, 6, 9s, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of when we was reading Sefer Netzerah. And when you get into the meditative state of the letters, how they want you to write the letters on a table, and they want you to write every other letter or every 3 letters or every 4 letters. Like that's what I was thinking of when I was writing the 3, 6, 9. It kind of put me in that same meditative state as when I was reading the Hebrew letters, on the tables, how they was, this is how you get into that meditative state. I'm not trying to play with that joint too much because they say people that play with that, it'll keep bringing you up to the chokmah, the ketters, because that's where people want to be at. But I'm not ready to ascend yet. When I'm in my 90s, close to 100, I'll play with it. And if I go, I go. But right now, I ain't there yet. But I thought that was a nice play on numbers. But you do get back to the 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8. 1, 4, 7 after 0, of course. So you get 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 7, 0. 3, 6, 9, 2, 5, 8, 1, 4, 7, 0. And I thought that was cool too, because when you get into mathematics, those are actually the numbers that get along, right? 3, 6, 9 are the numbers of creation. 2, 5, 8, 2 is interpersonal relationships. 5 is community relationships. 8 is like partnerships. And then you have 1, 4, 7, and those are the numbers of isolation. And then 0 is cipher. So, you have, those balance of numbers there. I believe that's all 9 numbers there too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, all 9 numbers are there. So, 3, 6, 9 touches all 9 numbers in the ones place. I thought that was pretty cool too. And then if you get into the tens place, for the most part, each tens place gets 3, So you got 12, 15, 18, that's 3 ones. You got 21, 24, 27, that's 3 twos. The only time you get like three, more than three is 30, because you got 30, 33, 36, 39. And that's because it's on the threes. So I'm sure once we get to like, 60, there'll be 60, 63, 66, 69. You know what I'm saying? So every time you're in the tens place on the threes is 4, which is stability, reminding you we're talking about the threes right here. So I thought that was cool. Then let's get into the sixes, right? This is also another number of creation. So 3 is a number of creation when you're talking about yourself, my personal self, mother, masculine, feminine, what I give life to, right? And then 9 is more so like the utopia of the collective. Now 6 is equality. 6 is, community, what I put out to other people and I get back, right? So you have 3 by yourself, 6 around other people, 9 on the whole collective scale. We're on an expansion utopian type shit, right? So 6 is 6, 12, 18, 24, 0. And then you have 36, 42, 48, 54. So on the ones place, you got 62840, 62840, 62840, 62840. And so it's a little different as far as like the patterns go. I know like in the 10th place is it's like 1 1 2 3 3 4 4 5. So 2 5 and 8, they're there only once. So was that like every 3 numbers? Every 3 numbers is there only once, and then all the other numbers are there twice. It's very interesting because we're talking about sixes here. And so you have 62840, 62840. I was trying to figure out what the pattern was at, but I'll just like saying it. But yeah, the 9 was the one that blew my mind. I was big on the 9 because, 9 ethers, everything being born on the 9, 9 being a number of completion and wholeness and the sacral chakra and Yesod and the divine womb and us being in that 9 realm. And, it's a lot on a 9, you know what I'm saying? I thought that pattern with how 9s move was like a really divine pattern with like, we can't even really fully fathom the world that we live in for real. Like, you can't like, because our brain is so hell-bent on separating everything and making everything linear. Like, this is a tree, this is the branches on the tree, this is the leaves, hey Adonis, this is the the bark, this is the grass, these are like, we're so bent on labeling and separating things, like we can't really fully fathom what the fuck a 9 does. Like, yo, we're really in a vacuum and we're inward and outward and upside down and inside out all at the same time when we think about how 9s move. Like, yo, that is so cool. Like, bro, we're really like experiencing ourselves on a very, it is cool how we're experiencing ourselves, how we're not really here, but we're here. It just sucks how we're being taught to think about it, if you will. Like, yo, we could think about this in so many cool fucking ways, and this is how we choose to, I'm sure it's by divine, is by design that we're being taught to think in this, 2D fashion of how we label things and making time like one dimensional, and that's really boring. You know what I'm saying? But if they put time on a 12. Excuse me, time is on a 12, which is a 3, a 24, that's on a 6. Minutes, 60 seconds. Yeah, they allow us to have the 3s and 6s on time, but if we had a 9 on the time, golly, yeah, it wouldn't be no more good. But yeah, I just think it's like unfortunate that we have to think in such a 2-dimensional way. Because when I was sitting there I was in meditation today, and I was like, yo, we're really in some weird inside out, upside down vacuum. Like, think about your body, bro. Like, the inside of your throat chakra looks like a penis is just an inverted external vagina. You know what I'm saying? They literally look just alike. It's just one is inward and the other is outward. Certain parts are bigger or smaller. That's the same thing as the as the 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, and then the 54, 30, 63, 72, 81. That's the same thing as this going inward and outward like that. And then, so that's our connection with each other, how that looks like it. But then your throat chakra, I dropped something somewhere. I heard something fall. Oh. But then your throat chakra looks like a vagina. Your throat looks like a vagina, your voice box or whatever. And then, we don't even get into our orth body because our eyes, the way our eyes are trained, we can't even see that shit. But then you get from like the beginning to the end, when people die, how their eyes are connected to their brain and all that stuff like that, they look just like the beginning, the way we labeled the sperm cell or whatever. And I'm like, yo, the nines are really cool. Get into it. I hope y'all meditate on the 9 on this wonderful day of 9. It'll be a great time. All right, I'm done. All right, so today is Wednesday. It's hump day reading time, so you already know. I'm pulling my cards for the different elements, and we love it here. I just wanted to share that with y'all. It sounded way less weird when I was saying it in my head. I was like, oh man, I was gonna write a post about it, but then I was like, nah, I'm doing the mathematics today. I'll share it there. I'll share it then. Like, yo, this is so crazy. This is why 9 is such an untouched number. Like we don't really have too much of anything, measured on the 9. And then a couple things that we do have measured on the 9 is demonized. Think about that. Even the 6s, even our 3 6s. What does 3 6s add up to? 18. That's still fucking 9, bro. So all of our 9s have been demonized. 9 ether. That's our hair, the hair and the melanin. Carbon on the 18 is the 9. You know what I'm saying? Being pregnant. Now that's been a whole demonized, weird fucking situation. You're not cool if you have kids. People be like, wait for your hands in there if you ain't got little niggas. Like, people have babies and they like pass out somewhere like, oh my God, the world is over. Like, bro, I love being a mom. That's one of my favorite fucking things to be. If God was like, yo, you only here to be a mom, I'll be so straight with it. I'm cool. You gonna make sure I'm good while I'm over here doing the mommy shit? I'm cool, bro. It's society that fucking sucks. They demonize the 9. And then the feminine energy. Feminine has the number fucking 9 in it. Feminine. Like, bro, man. Lame. And then you have the divine 9, what is that? Like the fraternity, sorority shit. But they made that shit weird too. I don't even think they share like ancient Chinese secrets or nothing crazy like that. I think it's just a weird hazing club. It's not even as cool as it sounds. I used to want to be an AKA too. Who am I talking about right now? Oh, I'm talking about water. Let's start with the water. My brain was on water and I didn't say nothing out loud. Thank you. So water is my Cancer energy, Pisces, and Scorpio. For my Cancer babies, the vortex and Mars is here in the 8th house. So you have that house of transformation and empowerment, secrets coming out for y'all. Ooh, some different occultist type things coming out for my water love. So if you guys want like some type of reading or y'all want to do some weird culty shit in the woods, hit up a Cancer or Scorpio energy that's sitting over there with some Cancer shit. For Pisces, y'all been busy. I know y'all tired. y'all been juggling a lot of fucking energy all year long. I know, I get it. The energy is slowly moving out into Aries. Even Neptune leaving your ass, but not on the Vedic chart. Neptune just got into Pisces constellation, so it's gonna be there for a while. Haze energy. So, y'all gonna feel that for a little bit. But the moon is over there right now. So like if you around a Cancer and a Pisces at the same time, watch out, buddy. I hope you're not a liar or a thief, because they're gonna get your ass. Because them two together is like, I don't know why in my brain I'm thinking of the twins, the children of the corn. But the telepathy is very strong. I think that y'all water people, y'all heavy water signs, y'all should definitely do a little seance today. For like it's a good time for y'all. You got the moon over there in Pisces, just like you have Cancer over there in the 8th house, and then you got Scorpio energy, and the Pisces house is in Scorpio energy, which is really cool. Lilith is over there in Scorpio, so rebellious nature. Yeah, Where my water trio at? I see a Cancer over there liking shit. Do I got a Pisces in the building? Do I got a Scorpio in the building? I had a couple Scorpios contact me out the blue earlier today. I was like, where the fuck y'all come from? Why are you here? What I do? But nah, it's all love though. They fans. But yeah, y'all, my Pisces babies, I know y'all tired. Y'all got a lot going on. And then Scorpius, y'all over there with the rebellion. But y'all need to close up some shit. That's what Scorpios need to do. Scorpios need to close up some shit in their vortex with that 12th house sitting there. And as Lilith is sitting there, no, it's not going to be easy. I'm letting you know right now. You're going to have to be rebellious. You're going to have to go against the grain. You're going to have to do some things that you wasn't really trying to do. You're going to feel bad about doing it. Some shit been lingering or whatever. But y'all going to have to do some closure. Y'all going to have to be the weird ones. Like, I just need to have this closed conversation. Crybabies. But yeah, that's what we have there. Cancer is ruling over the 8th house of power right now. So shouts to the Cancers over there. Y'all better stand on y'all ground and stop fucking playing. Pisces over there being all nurturing and then the emotion. Somebody check on the Pisces, please. Scorpio is over there ruling over the 12th house. So like I said, Scorpio, y'all need to work on y'all closure. And this is wherever the water placements are at in your chart. You feel me? It don't necessarily have to be the sun experiences. It could be the moon of nurturing and your emotional connections. It could be Mercury, your decision-making mind and your daily routine. It could be your Venus, your space of beauty and what you prioritize. It could be, Mars, your motivation, your aggression. It could be all those places. It could be none of those places. It's your world. So for my water babies, we have Peaceful Warrior. That is the vibe for today. It's the Peaceful Warrior. Where did you come from? Go back. We're focusing on Mars. Yeah, solar plexus chakra. Stand on your shit. And then the moon. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get shit done with love. Beat their ass with love. You know what I'm saying? That's heavy with the Mars over there in Cancer energy. You got the Mars and the moon. We like it there, you know what I'm saying? And then you got the 2 and 3 finding balance and harmony on that space of challenges that come to strengthen you. Yeah, we move in gratitude. So Peaceful Warrior, the Knight of Wands. Ooh, and then the 7 of Wands. Ooh, you guys making moves. Okay, we love it here. Okay. Yeah, beat their ass with love. You can cry while you throwing them bows. Fuck it. This your world. Y'all really do need to step into that space of closure and empowerment. See, like every last one of y'all got some sense of empowerment. Get it done. Fuck it up. Wands, knights, whatever. Y'all the ones that you're gonna have to be the one to initiate it. Don't expect whoever or whatever or wherever, however it is, to initiate the energy. It gotta be you. This is your shit. This is your journey. This is your story. You're the main character. You have to act like it. I'm gonna do that, sunshine. Focus on your Tippereth, homie. The 6th Sephiroth. Tippereth is that Leo energy. This is your confident and courageous section. Again, Knight of Swords. Embarking on what you know. Y'all got good intellect. I don't understand why y'all not using the intellect, the sword shit, to help you out with your Knight of Wands shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you thought this through already, so like just do it. It's a part of the destiny. You know what I'm saying? Tapping into your third eye is key here. We love it there. And then, unusual good luck at the end. So while you over there throwing bowls with love and crying as you fucking stabbing, yeah, fuck all that shit up. Fuck it up. You got to toss the tables like Jesus did. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel for y'all. But y'all got to be the one to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you waiting on so-and-so, they was probably water energies in there. That girl, she needs to let that nigga go because he's not going to block her. Whoever it is that she want that man to block, he is not going to block. He's going to keep texting her. Trust. I did it for 10 years. And it's the reason why he never blocked any of them. They're still there to this day, and we've been broken up for 5 years. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I hate when I hear other people go through shit I already been through. It made me want to walk past like, sis, let that nigga go. It's not gonna get no better. He's not gonna stop. Especially if he's sitting there yelling at you instead of saying, you know what? Let me block the bitch, because I'd rather be with you. I'd rather you be at peace than you sitting here fretting over some shit I don't give a fuck about. Nah, that nigga gives a fuck. He was over there slamming doors and running outside and shit. And this is like night number 2. Anyway, back to my water baby. Hopefully they wasn't water signs, or hopefully she is, and she hears what I'm saying and she flips the fucking table. Cause fuck him. Y'all gotta be the one to do it. Ain't nobody gonna come to y'all and do it for you. Ain't nobody gonna be like, yeah, I know I'm fucking up. Da 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 da. It's not gonna happen that way. You know how like I said in previous readings, if you sit around long enough, people are going to reveal themselves to you and tell on themselves. That's not going to happen for you guys, my water babies. What's going to happen for y'all is y'all going to have to walk up on them and be like, you know what? I was waiting to see how long you was going to drag this shit out, but you dragging this shit out hard as hell. Now I got to fuck shit up. I've had enough. You know what I'm saying? And you'll feel way more better than you would have felt had you sat around, played with your thumbs, and waited for motherfuckers to reveal themselves and tell on themselves and apologize. They really don't care. They going to sleep just fine with their thumb in their mouth, listening to soft sound frequencies like they ain't doing shit wrong. Because in their mind, they're not. It's you. Anyways, let's go on to my ears. Air babies, this is Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra. Libra is my cardinal, my leaders. You guys focus on interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts. That Venusian energy. My Gemini, you guys focus on community interactions, more familiar on people in the Tri-City area, intellect and decision-making mindsets. And then my Aquarians, you guys are more rebellious into the societal connections. You know what I'm saying? Detachment. And y'all want to be out of the grain. Y'all ain't trying to do what everybody else doing. Y'all don't be going with the flow and being wet blankets like Libra. And y'all definitely don't be over there trying to be all up in everybody's mix like a Gemini. Y'all like, fuck this. And I like that about y'all. Keep it going. Anyway, my Libras. What y'all got over there? Well, Lilith just left y'all, so I always think about celebrity Libras like Kamala and fucking Cardi B and shit. Like I know they find like, dang, I feel a little normal, but I still feel like I want to fuck shit up, and that's because Lilith is still in the Libra constellation, but it did leave the zodiac. But, I know y'all feeling that relief there, be able to shake that out. You do have the 10th house over there. So a lot of success happening into those moving righteously. Now, if you're not moving righteously to my Librans, you are going to feel that imbalance in what success looks like to you and what it is. As you embark on those different facets and desires of success, they will not be successful in your eyes. Maybe somebody watching you who's like, please, regardless of what you do, because you do nothing wrong, they're going to be like, oh my God, it was so great. And I'm like, no, fuck, it wasn't. This was awful. This is not what I wanted. Blah, 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 blah. And that's because you guys aren't moving in your sense of righteousness. You're not being balanced. You're not, do the things. For my Gemini energy, you guys got Jupiter over there. I see expansion and abundance and joy. Now, Geminis, some of y'all are crackheads and some of you guys have crackhead tendencies. I'm going to have to ask you guys to chill on your overindulgences. You can't have everything everywhere all the time. Sometimes you got to take a breath and just learn how to focus on something, okay? If you're going to be this kind of person, if you want to do those kind of things, if you want to be over here doing this, if you want that to be your focal point over there, then that's what it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And just find joy in that and learn how to be expanded in that area. But also be mindful of addictions, obsessions, and overindulgences. No means no. Okay. Sometimes y'all be feeling that restriction and resilience, like, oh, I think it's just being hard to get. No, baby, that's not it. So learn how to read the signs and the lines or whatever. And Jupiter energy also brings wisdom, the exercising, and wisdom from the oracles and the sages and shit like that. So on a community tip, you guys, like I be trying to manifest, it's time for some motherfucking seances. I don't know why we ain't there yet, where all my collective readers and brujas and all that, why y'all not holding hands doing collective seances? Yeah, everybody want to sit on the throne by themselves, and I got it, I'll do it, I want my audience, and me, I. Like we in Aquarius, baby. Aquarius is supposed to learn how to be on the we. It's not just you, the fuck. Anywho, it's not the same thing as Pisces energy. We talked about Pisces yesterday, about how Pisces is like the school of fish and everybody's being designed to move the same. It's not on that type of tip, but it is on the fact that like this is a society, you know what I'm saying? And you could be rebellious and unique and still be a part of society. Aquarius is the Ketters. This is the power to be one with all. This is how we're rooted together spiritually. And we accept that we're different facets and there's not no right or wrong, good or bad, moral or immoral, and positive or negative. It's just oneness. You know what I'm saying? So be you in this oneness, because you as you and me as me is we're both equally essential to the oneness. That's what it's about. And I can't wait till a lot of you practitioners, because some of you guys are very powerful beings. Once you guys get to that level of oneness, we can get some shit done for real, for real. All right, to my Aquarians, you guys got Pluto over there, you know, doing the Harlem Shake. For the last couple of days, y'all had the moon over there with Pluto, making y'all really emotional while y'all was doing the Harlem Shake. So somebody check up on an Aquarius today, because they was going through it and finally coming into the emotional state, finally allowing themselves to have that release cry with all the transformations happening around them. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, kudos to y'all, moving in y'all power, working in y'all power. Be mindful, some of these Aquarians out here not using that Pluto for good. Some of these Aquarians out there using that Pluto to be deceitful and you know, not a good person. You know, trying to keep their own secrets and, you know, using their sexual sensual energy to, you know, do the things. But like I just got done saying, it is like multiple, it's not right or wrong, good or bad, I'm just saying, for the people that don't like that inner space, you know, you do have, you know, people that have Aquarius placements in your space or whatever like that. Be mindful, you could be experiencing that energy from that individual, because Pluto is over there, and some people are utilizing that to empower themselves with that deceitful energy, that occultism energy, to, you know, take advantage of other people to be in powerful positions. So be mindful of that. But yeah, transformations happening, empowerment, transference of energy. We like air. All right, air babies. We got you guys on a 9. We got chamomile. Hold on. There we go. Chamomile. Got to do it like the Power Rangers shit, so you can see it. That's my green screen. But we have you on the 9. This is inner peace for my air babies. I like it. The connection between the sun and the moon. So like this eclipse is gonna be a great time for you guys. You see her resting and in tune with nature and having a great time and all that fun stuff, and that's fun there. Yeah, especially for my Gemini and Jupiter in the 7th house of balance and harmony. That's why I say you guys gotta find a balance, find a focus. Then you got the Libra and the 10th house of success, expand, you know, business, staying on business there. And then you have the Aquarius over there, you know, got the Gemini house touching it a little bit. And so it seems like a lot of the air houses are touching the air signs at the moment as well, which is pretty cool. And then you guys have some powerful placements over there, you know, helping you guys out. So yeah, peace to y'all. We have the Hermit card. Some of you guys going inward, separating yourself, you know, make sure it's, you know, with purpose. You know, I do get the peaceful warrior card before then, so that's probably what that's about. You know, being at peace, going towards where you're appreciated. We're not staying no more where your air energy is not appreciated. You know, air goes into spaces and gives everything life, right? Everybody breathes some type of level of air, whether it's oxygen, carbon dioxide, you know, hydrogen, helium. I don't give a fuck. What's the shit that people be breathing in now? Nitrous oxide or whatever. It doesn't matter. Everybody needs some form of air. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't be, you know, appreciating the air that you have to offer. So definitely move yourself away from those spaces, you know, peacefully. See, the peaceful is a great component for how you guys are removing yourself. How do we do that? The tower. Oh, so when I pulled the tower card yesterday, it must have been an air person in the room. But yeah, let that tower fall. Let them relationships fall. Let them places fall. Peace. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for liking the screen. This is Mars energy. You have Hod with the celestial technician labeling things, and Netzach, which is the celestial designer. So as you start to design the things that are beautiful and you prioritize in your space and that you want in your space even more, you're going to start compartmentalizing and labeling those things. And you're going to realize how much stuff is in your space that's not in alignment with that. And I get it. We got another isolation card for you guys too in your throat chakra. So as you're doing these movements, you ain't even talking about it. You ain't letting nobody the fuck know. Like, nope, I'm not telling nobody nothing. And then I got the escape from deceit card for you guys too. Yeah, y'all ain't playing. Y'all ain't playing. But I see a lot of I see success in y'all spaces though. The Pluto and Aquarius, Jupiter and Gemini, Libra, y'all got Lilith over there on y'all constellation space, you know what I'm saying? But she's a very rebellious, empowering, but like I said, the 10th house is there. The 10th house is that house of achievement and success. So yeah, y'all keep doing what y'all do. I feel good energy with this air, bro. Y'all ain't playing about y'all shit. Stay on that momentum. Don't let nobody get a whiff. Y'all already know. And I guess that's why I pulled not only a hermit card, but an isolation card. Where the Six of Swords in the tower, like, bro, I ain't telling nobody nothing. I'm escaping from all this deceit, all this things that's playing in my face, pretending they like me, pretending they want to be around me, pretending that I'm good enough and they fuck with me or whatever. I ain't telling none of them nothing. In fact, a lot of them I'm sitting around, still being peaceful, still keeping the peace, smiling and nodding, but fuck that shit. I like that for you. I love that for you. Let's get into my fire babies. Because I know y'all over there answering like, oh my God. Oh my God, it's Aries season. I'm about to do some cartwheels. Where is my 89-degree days? Y'all go to Florida. Gotta go to Texas. It's getting nice down there. South America. I can't wait till we get nomadic again. That's boring too. The fact that we don't move with nature. Because as nature shifts, the way the bodies on the planet should be moving and shifting as well, the same way the leaves on the tree be moving and shifting, and the birds in the sky be shifting, and the fish in the water be shifting, and everybody else shifts but us. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't realize that? Like, we should be shifting. We should be shifting in our diet, what we intake during those seasons. We should be shifting physically where we're at, but because of economics and people being told I'm supposed to live in the same house forever for the rest of my life and be at the same job forever for the rest of my I gotta sustain myself. Like, we don't shift. Everybody should be like in alignment, shifting. We've been so out of tune with nature. I can't stand it. But we're not on Earth sign right now. We're on the fire gang. All right, we got Aries, that's cardinal. We got Leo, that's fixed, and we got Sagittarius, y'all mutable over there. So for my Aries babies, y'all about to be busy. Pisces said I had enough, and Pisces is passing it off to y'all. Like, but y'all love it here. Y'all love taking on challenges and shit like that. If you around a Aries, they about to try to motivate everybody. They about to be like the sensei in the room. I'm fitting to tell everybody what it is. You wanna know why? Because you about to have the sun, the moon, Mercury, Venus, Neptune. At some point in time, probably like early next year, late in the year, we're gonna have Saturn over there as well. So yeah, y'all finna have it all. Chiron is still over there leading the way. Right now, Chiron is at a 22 degrees, so it's at the master architect setting the foundation for new beginnings. So yeah, I know y'all over there like, yeah, new everything. New beginnings. I know y'all itching, but be mindful because a lot of these planets, well, majority of these planets and placements are still over in Pisces constellation. So it's all in your head. It's in your head. For Aries, it's a lot about nurturing. Aries, y'all need to check on y'all Aries friends. I know y'all used to them having the vitality and the motivation and picking y'all up and getting y'all going and always having $5 for you. But y'all need to check on y'all fire babies and make sure that they're good because they are requiring that sense of nurturing right now with the fourth house there. And then the fifth house is also in Aries too, with that confidence and courageousness, that inner child energy, also connection with fire. So if you know an Aries baby that got daddy issues, y'all definitely need to start calling like, and I promise at some point in time, it's going to work out in y'all favor because when all them planets get locked in their space and they got all them coins in their chart and they, really moving and moving and shaking and driving, they're not going to forget them people that called them when everything was over there in Pisces. You know what I'm saying? When it was real barren over here, they're not going to forget. So make sure you guys are providing that nurturing energy to an Aries right now because it's going to come back to you tenfold. And it doesn't just have to be like an Aries person outside of yourself. You could be talking to, some of you guys got Aries placements in y'all chart. Talk to those Aries placements within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Talk to the Aries stars when the moon is in Aries. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of, planets in tropical Aries right now when they start entering the Vedic Aries as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, as above, so below, as within, so without, speaking to those different type of vibes, Aries related planets, Aries related places in the astrocartography chart. You know what I'm saying? places on the map as we know it related to Aries energy, all that fun stuff. But yeah, they need nurturing, a sense of belonging, because it gets tough being the leader, being the cardinal energy, always taking initiative. Is sometimes they need somebody to think about them. Um, all right, fix this, Leo. Leo, you a little empty over there. You biting your fingernails. I know you need Leo energy needs to start cheering for the Aries energy. Aries about to be heavy. Leo tap in. You know what I'm saying? Like, see how Aries handles it, because y'all know y'all next in the middle of summer. You know, Aries has, the eighth house over there giving transformations and empowerment, revealing things. And then the ninth house over there being optimistic and expanded and generous about those transformations that are happening. So kudos to y'all. We love it there for y'all. And then we have Sagittarius, my mutable babies. Y'all don't come around to the winter time, to the end of the year, the fiscal year anyway. But y'all have the first house over there. So yeah, between my Sagittarians and my Leo energy, y'all need to be the ones that's over there supporting the Aries. Check on that Aries energy. Be the base line to the Aries vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then that's also in the sense that it's not quite your time yet. So allow the Aries to have their space, but also be that supporting, motivating, and fire and stuff like that. Because Leo was dealing with that space of transformation and empowerment. Sagittarius is dealing with the first house, definitely calling on it to, be around that Aries cardinal energy and, watch and be like, okay, this is some energy that I'm going to have to carry on once we get to my month, my energy. And then it's cool because Sagittarius also rules over the ninth house. You know what I'm saying? Where is the ninth house right now? The ninth house is over there in Leo, between Leo and Virgo, between that fire, and that harvest earth energy. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. But yeah, you guys being that base, you seeing how Aries energy is handling it, because once we get to Leo, Leo's gonna transfer that energy. Oh, and for my spellcasters too, that's a good one for y'all too. Whatever y'all start, cardinating. Y'all know I love to make my own words, right? Whatever y'all start with y'all cardinal energy and Aries, the new beginnings y'all embark on, make sure y'all guys are, implementing that in Leo when we have our Lions Gate open. And then once again in our Sagittarius energy, when we start hanging around the solstice and Saturnalia and all that fun stuff like that. Those are your spaces of creation on the fire, on the wands, taking action and stuff like that. Be mindful of that. So that's a nice little triangle this year for carrying those planets and all those different things between, beauty, wealth, business, planning things out, organizing self and stuff. So the card I pulled for y'all is Harmony. And of course we have Mars sitting at the top. So no, that's not Mars, that's Venus. Venus is the ruler of the heart chakra. But we have Harmony, we have the bird, holding the balance scales. Again, like I'm saying, like y'all need to, be the basis for that Aries energy and be in support of, what I'm saying. We have the 1 and 5 here, so that's not taking action. 1 is that Aries energy, and then 5 is also Hera Kahuti, which is the celestial enforcer, brings us to 6, which is the health, wellness, daily routine. We have a reverse 4 of Pentacles and a reverse 8 of Pentacles. So once again, I like y'all, those three fire energies, learning how to support them, how to put them together and create a foundation with them is definitely important. Feeling empowered with them is definitely important. I know that there's a lot of equal opposite energy because, like I said, even though we have a lot of stuff happening tropically in Aries, it's not an Aries constellation just yet. So it's not in our space of happenings. Don't allow that to be discouraging and make you lose your sense of power in your space of creation. You're still in charge. There's still foundations being met. Don't get too far off in your head and discouraging yourself outside of that. Allow yourself to realize, okay, we get to play around in our mindset and our draconic chart, our mind and spirit get to open doors and windows and, imagine things and move into spaces, and eventually our body will be there. And then we'll allow, like I said, Leo and then Sagittarius to continue with the baton. We have Chokma. See, look, Sagittarius energy, the 2 of Wands, finding balance and harmony on that sense of action. So this is Mars in Aries, so taking action in that Aries energy. But then, like I said, you have Chokma, which is Jupiter energy. So Jupiter is going to be the harmony, the finalization of that energy. Be mindful of gossip for my fire babies. Oh, I pulled the gossip card twice. Be mindful that people will be chatting. I didn't even realize I pulled that card twice. This is the green card, is the gossip card. Sorry. This is the gossip card, but then this is also a hurtful gossip card. So yeah, y'all check on them Aries energies. Check on that. Allow like I said, they're usually the initiator, they're usually the motivators, that cardinal energy and stuff like that. And they need this assistance with this Four of Pentacles, feeling stable and what they're creating. And then this Eight of Pentacles, feeling empowered in what they're doing as well. It seems like maybe like the winter was pretty difficult for them. And, now we're into Aries energy and it's just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what's going on. Such saying this, such saying that. Be mindful of that. Now, my Leo and Sagittarius, you guys, your placements could very well be going through that energy as well. But I ain't never heard about a Leo giving a fuck. Sagittarius ain't going to start today, tomorrow, because they got something to say. They got something to gossip back too. They always got something to say in return. So, check on that Aries energy, that space of new beginnings, because they had to let go of some things. And, all right, let's get into my Earth, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Earth is cardinal is Capricorn, fixed is Taurus, mutable is Virgo. Gang. All right. So for my cardinal Capricorns, you guys, we got Pluto happening in the Capricorn constellation, providing transformations and the happenings. The fortune right now is in Capricorn. So you guys who have been moving, steady and determined, you guys are starting to get the fruit of your return. Hey, Pharaoh, thank you for the gift. You guys are starting to get your return to the things that you guys have been working on. So kudos to you guys on that. Focusing on your priorities, what you prioritize in your space is heavy here too, because Pluto is providing transformations and empowerment as it's sitting in the second house of Capricorn constellation. So yeah, as you guys learn, that balance between the material and the emotional realm, you'll see your return and the transformations that's necessary coming to you. I know some of them transformations seem a little dramatic and, dang, that's mad extra and that don't got to be all like that. But just let it go. Just let it be. It's okay. Let it flow. It's working out in your favor. The fortune is over there in Capricorn. Just trust. Then I have then I have Taurus. I have Uranus still providing progressive pushes over there in the Taurus energy. Uranus is in the 6th house too. So make sure those progressive pushes are also happening in your health, wellness, daily routine. Happy Thursday, Pharaoh. That's important. Excuse me, because some of you guys need it, especially my Taurian energy. You guys are, being called on to do things a little different in your decision-making mind. How you calculate things, how you manage yourself, you know what I'm saying? And, 6 is the planet of dis-ease. 6th house is the house of dis-ease if you're not moving in alignment with, self-management, you know what I'm saying? That's why 6th house gets a bad rep, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this is the planet of ailments and disease. Yeah, because most people don't manage themselves on a consistent basis. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't schedule themselves. It's like they be so worried about the world outside of themselves. I got to make money. I got to have a house. I got to have a car. This got to get fixed. That got to be repaired. This got to be upgraded. This got to be like this. This got to look like that. This got to be clean. Da, da, da. But they don't ever do that about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this got to be clean. This got to be upgraded. This got to be this. Like they don't do that for themselves like that, and that's why that 6th house be tripping. Oh, cool. Thank you. But Uranus is here to provide the progressive pushes. Oh, and Uranus entered the Taurus constellation recently too. So now you got some big dogs, you know what I'm saying? So for those of you guys, like I be telling y'all Taurians, I be trying to remind y'all get too caught up in that material world. The non-physical world gonna beat that ass, and vice versa. If you get too caught up in the non-material world, that physical world is going to run away from you too. So the goal is to have a balance, you know what I'm saying, between the two. That's why Taurus rules over wealth and love, emotions and the physical world. You can have both of them, and having both of them in alignment in a healthy way is what makes life beautiful. It's the celestial designer, you know what I'm saying? They go hand in hand, not one versus the other. Um, who else? Then we have mutable Virgo. You got the ninth house over here. So hopefully y'all moving in joy, expansion and abundance. I speak to myself too in this room. Being more optimistic. Long-term planning is key here too, because you have a ninth and 10th house. Oh, and you also have the MC line here. So lots of success coming your way. You guys do have the south node over there. So it's in your comfort zone, what you guys are used to doing, what comes to you easily. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. What comes to you guys easily, and what's like first nature to y'all. That's what's going to bring you the success that you're looking for. But yeah, this is the space of definitely tapping into your ability to long term plan. Collect as much knowledge as you need about your goals, your aspirations, what you're trying to do, the challenges you may come up to. Don't allow the challenges to stagnate you. With that 10th house energy, use that ninth house of being optimistic and learning and educating yourself on how, okay, this might happen. Well, this is how I could do that. You know what I'm saying? Idea that always comes in my head when I think about that is like, I'm on the road, my tire might pop. Okay, now I need to learn what to do when my tire pops. Oh, this is how you change a tire, or this is how you call AAA. You know what I'm saying? This is how much it costs to have AAA. Like, however way you want your knowledge to go, that's how you utilize that Jupiter to help you out with that Saturn that's focused on the tire popping. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful, of that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have for my three babies. You guys are going through the transformations of empowerment here. You guys are, you guys are like under construction. That's what it seems like, under construction for my earth babies, but it's bringing you to where like y'all need to be. You know what I'm saying? It's something to be hopeful for. It's not, at this point it does seem difficult, but it seems like, yeah, it's difficult. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is the next episode, but I know that, I know what I'm planning for, and I know what I'm working towards, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I have for my earth babies. And then, all right, here go your reading. Stillness. Stillness is the name of the game. Okay, see? I felt that. It was like, yeah, I feel like y'all in there, but it's like, it doesn't feel too crazy here. We have Pluto providing the transformations, and then we have I think that's Saturn, because these symbols being cursive. Yeah, that's Saturn. That's not Jupiter. Then you have Saturn creating the challenges and strength and stuff like that, which I spoke on already. 4 and 7, that's the stability. 4 is chesed, the greats. 7 is goddess, supreme mathematics. 7 is interpersonal relationships, bonds, and contracts. So finding stability amongst that 7 energy. 7 can also put you into hermit mode. 4 can too, especially if you're utilizing the 4 with a callous in your heart, like, oh, I'm always being present for people because people can't do shit for themselves and they can't do shit for me. Like, don't move in that realm. But 4 and 7 come together, make 11. So there's a sense of mastery here in that stillness and just taking a breath and allowing the transformations around you to occur how they're going to occur. Allow the challenges around you to occur how they're going to occur, because they're giving you the strength and all the things that you need. You know what I'm saying? They're like, allow the universe to move the pieces around you. Like, if you look at the card, like in the middle is stillness, is lavender, we're chilling, but then you have like the what do you call it? Shit, what do you call them? The sand, the little time things. I know what it's called. What is it called? But yeah, you got the little sands of time, and then you got the little juju things, and then you got the Scorpio, and then you got the roots taking place down here. You see the roots taking place while Scorpios and the transformations and things are breaking. So you got all this stuff happening around here, while there's this calming, because that's what lavender brings. It brings calming, you know what I'm saying? The stillness and stuff. So allow all that shit around you to do what it's going to do. Know that it's working out in your favor. To expand on that, I do have the reverse High Priestess card and the Ten of Pentacles, which is also in reverse. So again, we're in a space of stillness. Some of you guys have been allowing all the things around you to affect, your inner priestess energy, your ability to make moves. But again, the reverse 10 of Pentacles is like confirmation that we're not in full completion of all these transformations and all these things happening around you. It's is, I don't know. I feel weird doing this reading for y'all right now. It feels like, ew. Like I just got done doing fire and I'm like, yeah, and water and earth. And then I get to the earth and then like water and air. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then I get to earth and it's like, ew, let's slow down a lot of it. Like, ew. Like it's just like a lot of stuff going on around. And it's kind of like, it's not like taking away from the solar plexus chakra. Like you still feel empowered, but it's kind of like, it's like numbing at this point. Like, mm, mm. But just know that like things are still moving. Like we're not done yet. You know what I'm saying? Like you're good. You're good. What parts of self to focus on? You want to focus on your ketters and your chokma. So you want to focus on your knowledge and your wisdom. Collect that knowledge, like I was saying with the planning and the Saturn and the 10th house energy, like I was telling you with the Jupiter, the 9 and 10, especially on that Virgo. Get all that you can. This is the Fool card. The universe, helps the fools. The letter you want to focus on is Aleph. I've been heavy on the Aleph, so I feel like this card was for me. Aleph is breath, how you breathe life into the things that you want. And when you're breathing life into the things that you want, in that breath, we take breaths every day, all day long. And every time you take a breath, you're trusting the energy around you to help support you take that breath, right? If you didn't trust the universe, you wouldn't breathe, right? Because you're like, I don't know what the fuck is in this air. It could be killing me. But you trust the universe enough to breathe. You trust the universe enough to take a deep breath. A dragon breath, that could be real dangerous if you ain't trust the universe and you thought the universe was doing some crazy shit. So, like, move like that fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can, be mindful of making crazy, choices. I ain't saying go crazy. But I don't feel that here. I just feel like, just trust, like just keep moving in these still waters that y'all moving in, but don't let it take away from your power. Like you're still a powerful person. It's just like a lot of things are not in your control right now, and it's for your own good. Just let certain shit flow, let certain shit break, let certain shit fall apart. Like, because there was a lot that you had built around you. You was heavy in that earth energy. So it was a lot that you built around, especially like, I feel it's heavy for the Capricorns as well. And so, like, as you're letting that shit build around you, like, let that shit go. See, you got, hold on a second. Yeah. Hi. Huh? Is everything okay in here? Yeah. The noise not from here. It's from over there somewhere. People arguing. I don't. I just hear it in the hallway.
Okay, we got this one. That's what we're saying.
Oh, no. My kids sleep and stuff like that. It's coming from somewhere out here. You'll hear it in a few minutes. It keeps stopping and going.
All right.
No, you good.
Come more from one side or just
Nah, just everywhere. Like they walking in and outside and stuff.
questions who's upstairs by chance?
I think it's here.
Here?
Yeah.
Any idea who wanted to do?
I don't know these people.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. You'll hear it in a few minutes unless they hear y'all knocking. All right. They done got the police knocking on the door.
Not the police.
All right, but faith. Faith is the big thing. Moving in faith. And then I pulled the selfish mother card. So be mindful of that matriarch energy. Did I have a fourth house on y'all? Hold on. No, fourth house was on Pisces, which is in a lot of that Aries, whatever. But yeah, be mindful of that energy too. If some of you guys are moving in that selfish mother energy, or some of y'all dealing with like a selfish feminine energy around you guys, some of y'all co-parenting, some of you earth signs out there co-parenting with people, and y'all dealing with that selfish energy, give and take. Some of y'all got your own matriarchs in y'all space. Sometimes it's just like a selfish feminine energy overall. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, having faith is a big one for you guys. But I don't feel that. I just feel like I just don't want y'all to lose hope. I don't want y'all to lose faith. Just allow the shit around you to break and fall, because like I said, you guys built a lot of stuff, but a lot of stuff that you guys built up was like coping mechanisms. It was like, it was stuff that you had built up in your space because, this was how you dealt with the traumas. This is how you dealt with the pain. This is how you were dealing with things. This was how you were avoiding not even dealing with it. This was how you were avoiding shit. You know what I'm saying? And so like the more stuff you break, the more you guys are going to get in tune with what you are. who you are and how you are. Like you done built up so much shit. You're not even in realization of what's real and what's not around you. Like what is it that you really want to do or what you really want to have, because you've been creating so many things around you to keep you distracted, to keep you in a different mindset, to keep you in a different space from where you needed to be. So, it might be some stuff that y'all have built up around yourself that, like, essentially became like real comfort, like a real comfort blanket, something whatever, but that's all it was. So to get to where you really want to go, to where, like, we got this high priestess card moving upright, or we have this 10 of pentacles moving upright. If you guys want to get them up like this, yeah, let a lot of that shit go. A lot of that shit ain't real. It's not really what you want, what you have in your space or whatever. Like I said, I hope she leave that man alone, because y'all got the police knocking. They've been doing that shit for the last 2 days. I don't know where they at, though, because everything around here be echoing and shit. They probably in there whispering, arguing now, because they heard the cop knocking on the wrong door and shit. But I feel bad, because been there, did that. Been there, did that for hella years. Like, block her, delete her number. Why is you flirting? Why is you doing this, doing that? And what men fail to realize is, when you pillow talking with another woman about the woman you supposedly with, women are catty, women are nasty, women are mean. I don't care how you feel like you carrying yourself, you being open, honest, it doesn't matter. The moment you think you got another woman thinking she got power over me, or she knows some shit that she not supposed to know or whatever, she's gonna try to throw that shit in my face. You know what I'm saying? And men don't realize that. Like I have females in my space trying to be funny because they thought they knew my business, or he over there pillow talking my business or whatever, what have you. And I don't care. I know a lot of times he was doing it to get his attention, and get a little attention off, little Leo shit, whatever. But it's like, bro, you're embarrassing me. You're embarrassing me, where I do my business at. You're embarrassing me in my home. You're embarrassing me around my neighbors, and you don't care as long as you get your attention. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. So praying for her, and hopefully it don't take her 10 years to walk away like it took me. Because the baby, let me tell you, to this day, we was together for 10 years, been separated for 5. Them women are still in his phone. They still ain't go nowhere. They're the most loyalist, messy women I've ever met in my whole life. Because ain't no way I'm sitting around for 15 plus years through 3-4 different baby mothers, and I'm still over here allowing myself to be messy on your social media. Still not picked, still not chosen. Ain't no way. But it is what it is. People know what they deserve, and I had to be quiet and realize he was choosing what he felt like he deserved, and I need to choose what I know I deserve. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully she choose what she needs to deserve, because that's embarrassing, and you shouldn't have the cops knocking because you over here screaming for respect that he obviously doesn't want to give, because he's screaming back at you instead of him listening to your pain and realizing he's hurting you. He's screaming in your face like a female, like your enemy. That's weird. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? Live and learn.
They're probably crazy.
Been there, did that. Okay. Hopefully y'all enjoyed my rants on the 9s. I was very excited about that rant. I'm glad that y'all sat through it and listened to it. I appreciate y'all. I'm finna take it down. I will see you guys tomorrow for the Venusian Day Mathematics. We have so many planetary transits happening. It's going to be a great time. And it's going to be a day of 1 on that great time. But until then, enjoy this day of 9. Enjoy this day of giving. Oh, no, it is a day of 9, because it's a day of 2 or 7. But ultimately, it's a day of 3, right? Because 9, 3, 12, 3, 9. Yeah, today's a day of 3. But we're on a day of 9. Life path 3, day 9. Okay. So today is a great day of creation and giving birth. However way you want to do it. You want to play with the life path for 3, or you want to play with the day of 9. You know what I'm saying? And if you guys are just tuning in, I want you to rewind back to earlier in this video. I went in on the 9. We had a great time here. Yeah. Peace, y'all. Happy Thursday.
Mother,
Hmm.
it's my altar.